I know you've been seeing a lot of these AI dog to human trends where they're getting pictures of their dogs and changing them from, well, a dog into a human representation. Like you see here, this dog, this brown and white dog is looking up, and this dog is now transformed into this human with brown hair, even have a brown striped bow tie on, which matches the same type of material hanging from the dog's neck. Even look, with these two dogs that are laying down, the older dog and the younger dog are now changed into an older human and a younger man, but they're still grown dogs. They're not babies. So it even got that right, but it preserves the environment and everything else. I was able to do this pretty poodle at that and turn it into this representation. And as you see, it got the hair pretty one-to-one because you saw how the ears were, and also it got the gray in the sweater, and it looks like this could really be this dog in real life, which is kind of funny. How you would do this first is by going to ChatGPT. Does a lot, but their image generation is really cutting edge and is hard to beat nowadays, to be honest. One of the things to note is that you can do this with the free tier, but it is limited on how many generations you can do as far as the images you can do unless you upgrade. I was able to do 2 or 3 images and recreate 2 or 3 images before having any issues, but today I was only able to do 1. So once you upload your image, the prompt that I use, which will be in the description, is can you turn this dog into a human version of itself? Take into account the overall expression of the dog and its demeanor, taking into account the age of the dog and what the dog would be like in human years. So that will give you a representation, not only how it looks, but also how old the dog will look, at least according to the AI. And most image generators are pretty fast, but one thing about ChatGPT is, well, it's going to take some time to actually generate that image because it's doing a lot of processing in the back, and this is very resource intensive. So if it takes a few minutes, that's absolutely normal. There's nothing wrong with it. As you see, I got this image of this human who's looks like in her older age, and I do think it's a good representation. I do think the AI kind of had the dog's age wrong because that dog does not look, at least not to me, that old. It looks like it's, well, maybe say 20s or 30s in human years, but still overall it did pretty good. If you did want to make some changes, you absolutely could by just typing in the box to change the age or any type of characteristics right into ChatGPT, and it will change it, but it may not give you too many tries before you run out of the ability to create images. So keep that in mind when making these AI images within ChatGPT. Just for some more inspiration of what you could do, you see this person who has this, it seems like a black lab, where the dog is looking at the person at the camera, and it changes this black lab into a human who has black hair and a scruffy beard, but it's wearing all black, which is funny, and it's looking at the camera. I don't think it kind of nailed the one-to-one as far as the expression of the dog, but it's still pretty good. Even with these big dog and this cat in the background, the human representation was a huge man who's bald in the middle, and then a woman in black laying down, which is kind of funny and a good representation of it. Another one that did really well were these 2 beautiful dogs into this little bucket, and they changed this into these 2 kids in this bucket as well, which is pretty good. And they did them in all different type of age ranges, which is what I was pointing out. If you did want to change the age, or you felt like it could have been a little older, you could absolutely do that. They even changed this dog, which is looking like it got up from a nap, and it's like, what are you looking at? And you could change it into this older man. It looks more upset. So if you didn't like that, you can always soften the facial expression if you wanted to. Even with this dog right here, where it has its tongue stuck out and its head to the side, and then it turned into this lady who has, of course, gray streaks in her hair, a little bit more older, but her tongue sticking out. And you can do this with any type of animal. You don't have to just stop with dogs. You can do this with cats, parrots, whatever you may want to do this with. How they did it with this dog with his arms crossed with this scarf around his neck, and now you see it with a human with a scarf around his neck as well. And it even preserves the background where you see even the human is close to the window. Even how they did it with this pug and this person, and it changed it into a person, but still kept like the streets and the color tones the exact same. But tell me down below, how do you think this came out? And share to me, how did your generation and your image come out? If you want to know more or different type of AI viral trends and how to do it, should definitely like and subscribe. I also do AI videos in general about the latest and greatest AI technology, robotics, and quantum news. If you want to keep up with that, I think you should like and subscribe as well. With that being said, your boy Dex Not Dexter out.